Good morning, everyone. We got a beautiful morning this morning. This is Ryan. Today we are working on a project building a chicken structure. I'm going to be using the plans that Justin Rhodes has for his chickshaw. He posts them on YouTube, so you can go check out his video. I'll put a link in the description. He posts a link to the plans. He'll send you the plans. So that's what I'm basing this design off of. I'm basically following it pretty closely. We just have this lumber left over from building a house. That's the lumber I'll be using. Some of these were used for support, so I have to pull them apart. Porch supports is what they were used for. Some of them were left over from concrete forms. Get to breaking these pieces apart and then start measuring and cutting pieces to length. Break time. See if I can get any gobblers to respond to my hen call. So the turkeys are fired up right now. I've been hearing them almost every morning. Alright, just looking at the plans here for this meat shawl for meat chickens. Like I said, this is from Justin Rhodes. You can get a copy of this too. He'll send it to you through a link on a YouTube video that I'll link below. So step one, base frame. We got an 8x8 box, and then we're just gonna put support ribs every 2 feet on center. For screws, I'm going to use these wood screws, 4-inch wood screws for this base. They go on the corners and they might take a lot of flex. Everything else, I'm just going to use normal deck screws. And when I say normal, just a normal length. These are 2.5 inches long. Alright, there's the frame, an 8x8 box. Now I'll put ribs in it every 2 foot on center. Alright, we have the base set up. So now I think we have some corner pieces we'll put in on each corner just to shore up that corner a little more. Alright, got all the corner braces in there. That was just based on the plans. Just roughly, I mean, it was 1'9" long with 45s. It could probably be variable. Next, we were building a storage platform for water, food to be placed in a certain location on the top of the chickshaw. So as you move it around, it can ride along with you. It's the next day. Getting back to building this chickshaw here. Next steps are to put the axle support on the other side. All right, I got those two pieces in. These two pieces here will be the support where the axle will go. So axle will be here with the wheel. The other axle will come off of there with the wheel. So we're looking at the bottom of it right now. Got the supports in there. I'm gonna use, I think, just house siding for the roof on the other side of this. A little unconventional, but I think it'll work. So I may need to add some additional supports or something to tie the siding to, but I'll have to just figure that out. All right, now we got the legs. This is the front. I've attached the 45. Plans call for a 4-inch bolt to be used in the back here, so that's what I'm gonna do, just to give it a little extra support. So yeah, I'm just using these 4-inch long, 1/2-inch bolts. I have a 1/2-inch hole drilled through. And then these bolts have the kind of self-setting square on them. So you can get that in there. Then get a washer and a nut on it. You can tighten that down with the wrench, and you're good to go. So there are the two legs. I use the same 4-inch screws I used on the corners up here, and that just really comes across and bites into this really well. Next, I'm gonna work on getting the axles on. All right, I got the wheels in, and I got the 1/2-inch EMT straps that fit on the 3/4-inch rod. The plans call for 26-inch wheels. I was having a hard time finding 26-inch wheels like this with the run flat. So I got the 20-inch wheels, and to compensate for height, just adding some blocking. The plans just call for one set of 2x4s down here. I added 2 more to get the additional 3 inches. So on these wheels, I'm just following the plans. A 3/4-inch rod, and then a washer, 2 nuts, another washer, wheel, washer, nut, lock washer, nut. That's the configuration, but I'll get that strapped up and measured up and do that one as well. pretty slick so far. Now for the roof, I'm just gonna put some extra siding, just vinyl siding that I have from our house. Let's do the handle first, and then I'll figure out what I'm doing with the roof. Alright, I got those tacked where I want them. For the time being, until I figure out exactly what I want, I may just leave screws in them. Plans call for a bolt to be placed down here into this other one, just to give it a little more strength, because you are moving, you're racking on this handle all the time, moving it around. For now, I'm going to leave it just with screws. I can come back and put the bolt in later. Let's work on this handle. I have a 1-inch metal pipe. I think this is used for some sort of conduit. So I'm going to cut this to length and then drill some holes in the wood and then slide the handle into it and secure it into place with some bolts. Alright, I have a handle cut to length, and now I just need to drill some holes in the end to accept a lock pin. This lock pin is what's actually going to hold the handle to the wood, or something like that there. What I'm doing here is I'm drilling it kind of with a pilot hole with a slightly smaller bit. It's not quite big enough for my lock pin, and then I'm coming back with a larger bit just to kind of round it out. This allows me just to drill the hole a little easier. Get a file and clean up those edges a little bit, but we should have a working lock pin now. Slide the handle in. Yay, now it fits. Now it fits. Hole drilled, and then these holes and that lock pin, just like so. All right, we're taking it for a test drive. You like it? It's a little bumpy. And we can take it anywhere. We could drive all the way down there. You like it? This is what we're gonna move around for our chickens. Yeah, and where you're sitting, we're gonna put green. All right, I'm gonna haul it back up there, and then we can try to figure out how to put the roof on it. Now for the roof. Let's go get some pieces. All right, I think this is gonna work out. The plans call for these supports to be over 2 feet. I'm thinking that's gonna be enough to tie this down and hold it so it doesn't blow in the wind. But I think I'm just gonna tack it to all of these, all throughout, and I think that'll keep it down. All right, that wraps up the meat shawl build. Pretty much wraps up. I have a couple things to figure out Need to attach that piece and cut out a little bit over there. But overall, it's complete. Pretty happy with how the siding worked out. We'll see how it lasts. But it seems secure. Seems like it'll stay on there pretty good. Again, I based this build off of the plans that Justin Rhodes has for his meat shaw. The only things I really changed were the wheel size. I couldn't find the 26-inch wheels, so I went with the 20-inch wheels. And then I added some spacers above those wheels to still get the same clearance. So another thing I changed was the roof. He calls for, you know, a typical metal roof. I had the siding around the house, so I'm using the siding. And then I wanted a little slope on the roof. So I left the legs that prop up the meat shaw a little high. And the only other thing I changed was I didn't use the 4-inch bolts that he calls for coming out of these supports here. I just screwed them in. I'm not quite sure what angle I want yet, so I just want to feel it out. I may just leave it as screws though. We'll see how that holds up. So those were all the things I changed from the meat shaw plans. Really happy with those plans. Definitely gave me a guidance as to, you know, what to lay out. I think overall it's a pretty good product. We'll see how it stands up with time, with the axles and the nuts and how all that works. So what do you think? Got the meat shaw plans all done.
You did a good job.
All right, thanks for joining us on this meat shaw build. This is Bluebird Homestead, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.